Well, finally, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I am your host, once again, Mortanius, and we are finally back with some Mass Effect 3's Legendary Edition on the Xbox Series X. Time of recording is 12:34 a.m. Thursday, July 10th, 2025. Apologies for the lack of content, folks. Twitch was quite literally doing this thing. Lost complete access to my account. Had to reset 3 separate times. And when it wasn't that, it was weather problems. But once again, we have returned. And when we last left off, we had managed to rescue some civilians from a Cerberus abduction, interestingly enough. Apparently they seem to have either been recruiting or at least looking for information, maybe hostages. It's hard to say. Faction we found who were in the process of trying to snatch up these people seemed to be killing them if they didn't want to cooperate, which was quite confusing considering the fact that Cerberus spent the entire time denying it. So either there was a splinter faction or they're full of it. We'll have to determine that as we go. For now, we've got to get back to what needs to be done, children. The Turians apparently have a problem. We need to solve it. So if you folks like what you see and want to see more of me as we move on to do that, just give me a like, follow, subscribe here on YouTube or both. Drop a comment, check out some of the other playlists, share around some of the other playlists, bang the bell. Follow the links to my Twitch to get to my Discord and my YouTube. Follow the links to my YouTube to get to my Twitch. And wherever you folks happen to be, have yourselves a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, and get comfortable. Let's get into this. I don't know if I need to speak with anyone. I don't entirely remember. It has unfortunately been a bit of a bit. You know, folks, if you got any recommendations, what I'm looking for is effectively, was going for a Seagate for my Series X to store footage. For instances like what just happened, basically. So that would still be content. But it seems to not be panning out. Each one I get is either pre-formatted or doesn't seem to want to function properly. If you folks have any recommendations, I am most definitely all ears.
At your service.
Oh, and if I'm correct,
I've never seen Krogan move with such purpose. It's a little terrifying.
yes, it is. I can understand that, though. As young as you are, you didn't get to see the Krogan rebellions. I believe what I'll need to do in terms of my audio for my Xbox is, I may end up needing to get a capture card or something like that. And I think what the issue is because of the Xbox's controller system, the proprietary wireless signal. I think that's what the issue is. Because my PlayStation, if memory serves, when I first got it, was using my Turtle Beach Battle Buds, and I still had synced audio properly before I switched over to my optical mic. Since I can't exactly use one here without a few workarounds, which I'm in the process of getting those. I'm thinking that's what the issue is primarily that there is no Bluetooth signal for
Certainly
Xbox.
possible. Would require strengthening exercises. Get muscles to support weaker bone structure.
Right. Yeah, I can do that.
Alloy of Edie's body not flexible like organic tissue could cause unintentional damage. Recommend pillows, cushions, possibly gel packs.
Okay, that's a little weirder, but yeah, alright, cushions.
Positioning critical to success. Can forward ED charts, videos with relevant data.
No. Edie's pretty busy with, stuff. Let's send just send that to me. You're not gonna tell anyone about this, right? Like Shepard. Shepard doesn't really need to know.
Ah, guarantee Shepard won't learn about it from me.
He's standing right there, isn't he?
I wish I wasn't.
Hey, let that man live. Rawley syndrome is vicious. If he has a chance, and it's something she's up for, I don't exactly get into the whole robot
Shepard,
person
be ready
thing.
for travel to Tuchanka.
Nice talking.
But
We'll be here, continuing to study shrouding.
regardless of personal belief, people are gonna do what they're gonna do. One simply hopes they have the sense to move properly. But in terms of this, I think they're alright. Leave them be.
Good to see you.
I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't make it any less creepy. But I guess her looking the way she does help a lot. And yes, it does help a lot, but sweet Jesus. Oh, I'm broke. Hold up. If I'm this broke, odds are I spoke to everybody on the ship.
You look tired. You sleeping well? Commander?
Comes and goes. On occasion, I have nightmares.
Hang in there.
They tend to center around this kid, Reapers, and a lot of fire. Not exactly a good night's sleeping material. Were we going to the Citadel? The Book of Plenix. We actually do need to go there for the GX-12. Thought I'd already picked it up.
You're cleared to dock, Normandy. Do you need ground transport?
I need to get to the refugee camp.
Yes, Commander.
I do believe it's down here, but we'll see.
What will you do when they let us out of here?
Look for my wife. She was visiting family in Romania.
I hope you find her.
Thanks. So, what are you going to do?
Get drunk, sign up with the Alliance, ask them for the biggest gun I can carry.
Nail a few Reapers for me.
Right between the eyes, my friend.
And that's how it starts. Brothers against the cause. Next thing you know, they dying for each other.
Turian state arms.
After they're showing each other's kids. Talking about easier times, more peaceful days, less blood. It won't last long.
Welcome, Commander Shepard. Please select a destination. One moment, please.
I can put this mission off, I'd just rather knock it out.
Now arriving at
Plus, I think there's a bit of XP for it, but I might not have the money depending on the price of this thing.
Thank you for shopping at Kanala Exports. Welcome to
And
Elcos
Barlavan
Personal
is gone.
Supplies.
Please visit any of our Elcos Combine affiliate branches for any and all personal needs.
Oh, Lord.
After all, it's not like I'm the reason you're breaking up with him, right? It's the war.
I'm not sure what that has to do with anything.
You said he'd been distant and that the war made everything clearer. That things weren't working.
Yes, but meeting you was what made me realize how bad it had gotten.
I'm not the one who broke up your relationship.
Really? Was it someone else who pinned me to the wall with her mouth?
Hey, you can't walk away from your hand in this reality. You ain't exactly complaining here.
Matriarchs
Don't even try
won't
that.
do anything to you.
right? I already listened to everything. You made your choices. And while things may not have been great, I can't exactly say what y'all's circumstances were. I have a funny feeling they were not that bad.
Welcome
They
to
really are.
Nosastra Sporting Goods. Thank you for shopping at Nosastra Sporting Goods.
As far as I'm concerned, if you get to the point where you need to step out your relationship to fix your relationship, regardless of how you have to do that, emotionally, physically, whatever, starting to wonder if I didn't already pick it up. And I just need to give it to him. But if you feel it necessary to do all of that, it's basically the same way I feel about if you feel it necessary to get into a physical conflict with whoever you're close to, sibling or whatever, cousin, nephew, son, whatever, daughter, whatever. If you need to get to a point, if y'all get to the point where you can no longer converse with each other and you need to get physical, it's about time for y'all to separate. Healthiest thing for everybody involved.
Welcome, Commander Shepard. Please select a destination.
You know what? Spectre requisitions might have it. Now, I will say there are some relationships, friendships, actual relationships, where sometimes physicality can help, but it's less of a wailing on one or the other, and more of a we both signed up to do this kind of like thing, this competition, this thing to get this energy out in the open. Partner benefits increase. Reservists called to active duty are not drawing full pay because of the scale of the galactic threat and the massive funding required to match salaries and partner benefits for so many on short notice. Using Spectre authority to mandate salary matching for all personnel with partners or dependents on the Citadel would require cuts to tax incentives and post-war economic stimulus goals. Here's the thing. Those post-war economic stimulus goals shall be extremely useful. But not if we don't exactly survive post-war. Not to mention, if we manage to survive, then that means that we either manage to kill our enemy or we manage to buy ourselves time. Which means we should have access to their advanced technology. That should be quite useful, so long as we don't end up indoctrinated by it. I have no problem. Odds are these tax incentives are probably for those who roam around the Presidium, the more economically affluent of the Citadel. I may already have it. Because that was literally every shop in the game.
Welcome, Commander Shepard. One moment, please. Now arriving at docking bay D-24.
Nope. What I meant to do. Yep. Okay, I've already got it.
Thanks, Commander. That GX-12 thermal pipe arrived. We're performing the modifications right now. We're still working on the thermal modifications. Should be done pretty soon.
So yeah, that's why you don't see Donnelly. He's actually in the guts of the ship somewhere, installing this thing. I wonder.
still working on the thermal modifications. Should be done pretty soon.
I wonder if that's a later thing or a now thing with requirements. Either way. Yeah. Probably want to check, see if there's other systems later. But for now. I was concerned about this mission. Nope, that's all right. Was debating whether or not to bring Liara or Javik. All right.
This crash site's a nightmare. Edie, try to raise Lieutenant Victus.
Yes, sir.
For a Turian commander, what happened here is... let's just say the Turian code is not forgiving. And that it's his son is bad for the Primarch. Promoting family without merit can bite you in the ass. What's strange is the Primarch knows that.
Commander, I have to land well back from the main crash site.
That the best you can do?
Yes, sir. But the Reapers seem unaware of our presence. You might get the jump on them.
All right, set her down. Let's save this platoon.
Sounds like he might be concerned with something more.
Edie, did you raise Lieutenant Victus?
Yes, but the connection is bad.
Patch me in. This is Commander Shepard, Alliance Navy. Do you read?
This is Lieutenant Tarquin Victus of the 9th Platoon. We're pinned by Reaper harvesters and taking heavy casualties. Also, there are pockets of my men scattered along the crash trajectory.
Lieutenant, I need you to fire a flare so I can find your position. Got it.
Things get worse by the minute. My men are dying.
This sounds bad. Let's move.
Looks worse than I feared.
Yep. Alrighty.
As you wish.
Was just debating which ones to set where, you know. Actually.
Right. I will.
Alright. He's already got penetrative power on his weapons just from his upgrades, as do I. So it's only reinforced, but his weapons are already designed, since they're semi-auto, to be penetrative.
A secret Turian mission on Tachanka is especially odd. Thoughts?
Nothing has come up through any of my networks.
A lot of questions and probably not many answers. We shall see. For now, we've got to find his men and him.
You see them?
Quick, we don't want them to call for backup.
What was that noise?
Escape pod. Our first casualties.
Looks like they survived the crash, but then a harvester took them out.
Died in the explosion?
And then pulled out to be eaten by husks.
Well, damn. Talk about a description. Oh, the Tempest. I forgot this is where you get the Tempest. Oh. I'm remembering all kinds of things, children.
Shepard, I hear gunfire.
Yep.
Okay. I have a visual on the enemy, and there's an escape pod just beyond. Looks like the Turians are in tough. Enemies up ahead don't know we're here.
Surprise on our side for once. I like it.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. Let's go.
Will do. Affirmative.
Right away!
What just happened over there? Okay, now we've got to kill this thing because it can kill them and we can save them.
I'm on it! That harvester's going to destroy. I'm on it!
Thank you.
Don't stop for us. We'll head for the main crash site.
There's another pod ahead.
Good luck, gentlemen.
Save them all. Excellent work.
There you are. Hate that you do not get much ammo for this weapon, but it does make sense. It is too good. You can upgrade it, and we shall be, as we already have been so far. I think it's maxed out currently, yep. New Game Plus, we can, excuse me, upgrade it further. Okay, sorry about that. Had a,
Keep moving. We need to find the main crash site ASAP.
strong need to clear the throat.
Being the son of Adrian Victus is a lot to live up to. It's a big military name on Palaven. War's expected to run in the Victus blood.
Children shouldn't be burdened with the successes of their parents any more than their failings.
No, they shouldn't be. But there's the reality. It runs in your blood. And while there may be some truth to some of that, most of that is just unnecessary responsibility. And to an extent, I can honestly understand why it would be given. You create a legacy, you don't want it to fall to the wayside, and you give it to your family, the people you initially built it for in the first place. Unfortunately, though, in this particular instance, not everybody actually wants the responsibility of that kind of name. It has its uses until it comes time to pay the bill. And then, well, it becomes your fault because who knows what. Here's another memory, the Faiston. Yes, sir. Now, there are some ways you can do this, as crazy as this seems to me, even bothering at this moment. Now, I can just straight equip it, which is what I'm going to be doing anyway, to an extent. I can just continue on with what I'm using, which is what you see, of course. Cerberus Harrier. Then I can change loadout. Now, I'm going to change loadout because if they haven't changed the way it works, it applies upgrades when you do it from the loadout system. Otherwise, had you just straight equipped it, it wouldn't have an upgrade attached to it. Plus, you know, I can give Garrus one, which makes perfect sense. The Tempest, produced by Alanis Risk Control Services for the Eclipse Mercenary Band. The Tempest is an expensive but deadly addition to anyone's personal arsenal. This fully automatic submachine gun is punishing up close but becomes less accurate at long ranges. I used it a bit in the last game. It has its uses. But no. There's another one I'm waiting on. It is a demon. But for now, the Faiston, named after a Turian spirit of creation. The Faiston was engineered to provide the best possible balance between accuracy and firepower in a machine gun. Each shot is tempered by kickback dampeners inside the shoulder stock, which lets the Faiston pack more punch than other weapons its size without sacrificing precision. Its fully automatic fire and relatively lightweight has turned the Faiston into the Turian infantry's primary go-to weapon. Its weight compared to the Cerberus Harrier 89% versus 97. See, the Harrier is in a better position, but it's been upgraded. And I want to say the Harrier would probably be worse off had I not upgraded it, but it hits harder. That's a consistent thing. Might actually give you the Harrier. Yeah, see, weirdly enough, it doesn't do it for your teammates, but hey. Liara, you need to be using assault rifles, dear. You killed me. Okay. Nope.
Understood.
I should have actually done her pistol first.
I will.
I wouldn't have to bother with this again.
Right.
All right. 8 days later. I know that sound. Yes, sir. We'll save it. Detonating singularity. Maybe. 375 damage across 5 meters. Recharge speed of all squad mate powers. Yeah. Right, good point for weapon damage last time. All squad mate biotic powers, I think that was. Yeah. Alright. Reduce power speed penalty by 30% for my barrier technique. If we look closely, we can bear witness to some Krogan iconography from an extremely ancient time period. Keep it down out there.
Looks like we got the jump. Follow my lead.
Now remember, kids, switching to your biotic punch is faster than reloading.
Damn, another harvester!
Oh. I'm like, there's no way it lets me live through that.
Thanks for the help. We'll rendezvous at the crash site.
Yeah, you might not be able to kill them all, but you might be able to save everybody.
Yeah, I think we saved all those men.
This way.
Over here.
Needless to say, the Cerberus Harrier hits harder, but less ammo all around. Still, another personal favorite.
Do you read, Commander? Repeat, do you read?
Shepard here. What's your status?
We're in deep. Commander, what's your ETA?
Hang tight. We're on our way.
I cannot tell you what our ETA is because A, I probably don't know it, and B, if I did, it might give you hope, and then you don't see us and you start to lose hope. And we'd rather you not lose hope, alright? We'll see you when we see you. Hopefully it's soon.
Arnick, how's our velocity? Deceleration online. We'll survive. Victus is going to pay for this. Court-martial or hanging?
How's Victus going to live this down?
When we find him, we'll ask.
This is a multi-directional shit show. It does beg the question as to why somebody would be willing to make such a move, especially on Tuchanka, of all places.
Of course.
Understood. Yes, Shepard.
Let's go, folks.
Shepard here.
Just saw harvesters drop a lot of enemies in your path.
Understood.
Woo. Oh, I'm hurt.
Understood.
No. No.
There's
Are
the
you leaving?
harvester. It's retreating.
Why are you leaving? That's why you're leaving. Yo, it's funny. You see them Turian Reapers roll. But if memory serves, if you play the multiplayer and you play the Turian species, I think you can play Turians in Mass Effect Andromeda as well. They cannot roll. They can only sort of hop side to side, back to back, forward. So yeah, the Reapers kind of quote unquote improve them. Ugh.
Right.
We can reconstitute him. We have the Nightmarish technology.
You got it!
Right away.
Do what now? Yeah. Why not? That was weird. There it is. I'm like, I know I picked up that technique. We shall not be doing the sometimes
Let's pick it
thing.
up. It's important we don't lose this squad.
It seems that
Extremely.
the Turians are playing with political dynamite here. Maybe they should inform the Krogan.
Krogan-Turian animosity is ancient and intense. It's inborn.
And I need them to work together, so let's not complicate things.
Exactly. Normal circumstances, I'd say tell them, but this is whatever this is messy as hell. And most Krogans are not going to see the forest through the trees.
All right, let's move!
Not one more soldier died here today.
For power
Anyway.
Will do! Understood!
I need to get you some upgrades. Oh, Liara. I would love if you could go help Garrett. Too bad you can't.
Acknowledge!
Oh. Well, sometimes certain things do not register. Thinking it's that time to pick up a new stick. No roll? Okay. Really, Liara? You go hard like that, huh?
secure.
Definitely need to get you some upgrades. Can't have you going through the whole
This
clip.
way.
All right. Now, Lieutenant, questions abound. Starting with why.
Lieutenant Victus?
Commander Shepard, my men and I are in your debt. Thank you for saving so many.
What happened here?
He screwed up.
Stand down, soldier.
These men are dead because of him.
I said, stand down.
Hey, I just saved all your asses, so everyone just calm down. Lieutenant, what's going on here?
I made a bad call. This is all on me. I chose caution and clever tactics over a head-on attack. And my men paid the price.
Interesting. I wouldn't exactly call that a bad call. It's failed by the sound of it, yes, but I wouldn't call it a bad call. You chose to keep your men alive and to minimize problems.
You mean the crash?
Yes. We could see on Hollow that Reaper forces were blocking our intended path. Staying on course guaranteed heavy casualties. So I chose a safer route, skirting the enemy. And that took us low and through these ruins. When we encountered resistance, there was no room to maneuver. Suddenly, we were in a fight for our lives. A lot of my men lost that fight.
So yeah, the only issue is that it didn't work. You didn't make a bad call.
Owning your mistake takes guts. But you have to get over it and move on.
Of course. It's just fresh right now. Our mission's still a failure. When we've stabilized the injured, we'll head back to the fleet.
You're abandoning your mission?
We're down over 30 men. It'd be suicide.
What exactly did you come here to do?
There's a bomb on the planet. We were sent to defuse it.
A bomb? How big?
Enormous. Cerberus has it.
Lieutenant, if Cerberus has that bomb, you have to finish your mission.
Haven't these men sacrificed enough?
I understand. This kind of sacrifice is the hardest to ask for, but your men signed on for it. And so did you.
My men have lost hope, Commander. Even if I wanted to finish the mission, they don't.
It's your job to make them want to.
How?
Only thing you can do with something like this, remind them why they signed up, remind them what they're fighting for, and remind them the point of what it is they're doing. Put quite simply, unfortunately, this is just another Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, depending on where you're at and when you're seeing this.
Their sacrifice means that others will never face what they faced here today. Remind them that those sacrifices have no honor if the mission fails.
Men, I own what happened here today. But we have to carry on.
No, we don't. Who cares about a few dead Krogan? It's over.
We are Turian, and we will not let Cerberus succeed. Our sacrifice is the difference between life and death for this entire galaxy. Let the heroes of the 9th Platoon be remembered for performing their duties with bravery. All right, men. Shuttle's arriving any minute. We're moving out. Commander?
Won't lie.
Come with us. We're a shell of what we were. We could use the help.
Send me the nav point. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you. That'll give us time to do a little recon. See what we're up against.
Victus, you have a second chance here. Make their sacrifice count.
Understood, Commander. Hope to see you at the rendezvous.
And once again, you didn't do anything wrong.
Cerberus bomb. What the hell is going on, Commander? And what do the Turians have to do with it?
Coordinates Victus gave me place it in the Celtic Valley. It's a heavily populated area. That's all I know.
My gut says something's not right here.
What do you suggest?
Get the Primarch to come clean.
Should we alert the Krogan military?
I'd wait. We're in the dark here. Krogan-Turian relations are fragile until the genophage is cured. Let's not push it. And how about this bomb? How many troops does Cerberus have on this?
No idea. All I know is we can't have them detonating that bomb.
Keep me in the loop. Hack it out.
Primarch Victus.
Impressive work on Tuchanka. I'm grateful that...
Why didn't you tell me about the Cerberus bomb? Why hide that? What else are you keeping from me?
I have nothing for you.
For our alliance to work, I need to trust you.
Our friendship is new, Commander. Would you trust me with information that puts your people, puts Earth, at risk?
At this particular time, why wouldn't I trust you when I need your help to save my planet? And vice versa. Obviously not gonna tell you everything, but this shouldn't tie into that aspect of the conversation. Y'all are making this unnecessarily complicated.
Why would I jeopardize our alliance by lying to you now? Doesn't make sense.
Decisions like these weigh heavy on me. When I was a general, I could pass them up the chain of command. But now, I'm all I've got. Know what I mean?
Sure. And
that's all. Wait, there is one more thing, Commander. Thank you for saving my son.
I will say this. This bomb in the Celtic Valley is so important, even before we knew where it was, that he lost over 30 men to try and solve it. And he had at least, what, 15, 20 more, including the ones we saved? If nothing else, you cannot say they did not consider this to be extremely important. And if it goes off, it will cut the Krogan down. It may outright make it to where their species is unable to recover a genophage or cure or not. Alliance Fifth Fleet. Yeah, okay, we already read that one. Right, read the entrepreneur. Krogan power grids are supplying energy to Purgatory, allowing the club to operate as usual, improving the morale of soldiers on shore leave. Sometimes all you need is a good book and a hot meal.
What was that all about with the Primarch? Turian's up to something?
It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Uh-huh. All right.
That's it for now, Rex. Let's get back to work.
Anytime.
That fucker answers the same way I do when people do stuff like that. I look them dead in the eyes and all right. Yep.
We could be on the front lines. Why have they got us guarding the door anyway? He's gonna break regs right now.
Or makes people stupid. Besides, you talked with Moreau? Electors invaded this ship and kidnapped the crew.
Damn. Okay, I guess we gotta be ready for anything to come through that door.
War makes people stupid sometimes, but this is not one of them instances, ladies. Not to mention, the weapons are down by the shuttle bay instead of up here at all. So, it's just you two. And whatever you happen to be carrying right now. Here's hoping that locker is properly decked out over there. 2 standard M8 assault rifles. Not bad, but I mean...
Commander, Chief Engineer Adams would like to speak with you down in engineering.
Yep.
Commander, whatever you did on Tuchanka has the Turians sending a lot of messages.
What are they saying?
Sorry, it's encrypted. Cracking it would take at least a week, and it would be wrong.
Well, at least you know yourself.
Commander?
we've installed that thermal pipe you got us. It was quite successful. The Normandy will explode long before the core needs to vent into the engineering compartment.
So that's good news?
Shepard.
Well, that's too bad.
Commander.
So, there were actually a couple of instances. One particular one was based on a joke. He was talking about crawling around inside some of the tunnels for the ship, talking about how hot it was. And then he got to asking the chief and Daniels, the other one who was usually with him, got to asking if this is if the ship is actually Edie's body, where would he happen to be at this particular moment? Needless to say, she wasn't having it. But once they were done, had she been here as well, they would have all brainstormed and actually come up with something for the Crucible. But unfortunately, well,
I heard about the events on Tuchanka. You should not have let the Turian soldier evade his responsibility.
He didn't.
I take it Protheans didn't forgive many mistakes?
If he had been under my command, I would have marooned him in the desert, buried him in sand up to his neck, and let the wildlife feast on his eyes. If he survived that, I would have rewarded him by shooting him in the head. Good soldiers are a precious resource. The stupidity of one cannot be allowed to jeopardize the lives of the others.
True, but again, that implies that was stupidity. He chose the low and slow route. He said it himself, he knew it was going to be insane casualties. I mean, no point in running smack into a wall like that. And if it was going to be insane casualties and they managed to actually get through, then Reaper forces are going to consolidate and follow them. They probably would never have made it to the bomb. At least now they have a chance.
The Turians are hiding something, Commander. Be careful.
Oh, I know. We've already had that conversation.
Tuchanka was not always a wasteland. It once had jungles and forests.
Yeah, I've heard.
The Krogan didn't need the Reapers to destroy their world. They did it on their own. Such a foolish race.
Yeah, you have to wonder how it is it comes to stuff like that sometimes. There's always that one moron who is willing to pull a trigger and not really care about what history looks like. There's always that one person that's willing to say, oh yeah, well guess what?
I am with my own thoughts.
As am I. Allers, anything you have to say? Anything.
Dire news from Earth. Off the radar, reaping begins in rural areas. Millions are dead in the Central Asian wilderness, even more in sub-Saharan Africa. We'll give you the gruesome view of what happens when the Reapers don't stop to indoctrinate. Now, in the battle space.
Good. It does make me wonder if people seeing the things that the Reapers do actually propagates their indoctrination signal, potentially spreading it through our own technology, especially since it's actually their technology, to an extent anyway. Like how in Warhammer, knowledge is actually kind of, well, knowledge in terms of chaos is actually detrimental.
Primarch's son is in over his head, no?
He might not have a choice, especially with this bomb. He might quite literally be up shit's creek without a paddle. And depending on how this goes, he could just as easily go down in history as one of the worst Turians out there.
Hey.
When so far it seems like he's trying to solve a problem that isn't necessarily their problem. But it does beg questions why it is they're keeping it to themselves still.
Enough about me. What were you doing before we met up here?
Oh, you know, this and that.
Come on, spill it to Sony.
Very well. I fought several explosive battles with Cerberus. I helped Shepard stop a robotic assassin on Mars. Oh, and I discovered plans for a Prothean doomsday device that were buried for 50,000 years.
Yeah, so just this and that, huh?
Yeah, sounds like just this and that.
Turian's on a secret mission to Tuchanka, huh? No one told me anything about it.
Of course no one told you anything about it. You're too high up now. You draw too much attention. If somebody told you about it, odds are you want to get involved. Or at least have somebody who gets involved. They will be watching whoever you send.
I'm curious to see how this bomb on Tuchanka plays out. I don't suppose ignoring it is an option.
If it was, there wouldn't have been at least 30 plus Turians thrown at the thing.
Good to see you.
Hello, Shepard. Hello, Shepard.
Yeah. Garrus.
Archangel.
You heard about that, huh?
Your sojourn on Omega generated quite a few articles, not to mention security footage. There's one thing I couldn't dig up, though. Did you really take out 3 Blue Suns mercenaries with 1 bullet?
No, of course not. The third guy had a heart attack. Not fair to count him.
Interesting. We've seen how he works on Omega, though, at least so far, so, yeah, quite capable. Garrus, Liara, hands to yourselves.
Commander.
Certainly possible. Would require strengthening exercises. Get muscles to support weaker bone structure.
Right. Yeah,
Huh?
I can do that.
Alloy of Edie's body not flexible like organic tissue could cause unintentional damage. Recommend pillows, cushions, possibly gel packs.
Okay, that's a little weirder, but yeah, all right. Cushions.
Positioning critical to success. Can forward Edie charts, videos with relevant data.
No. Edie's pretty busy with, stuff. Let's just send that to me. You're not gonna tell anyone about this, right? Like Shepard? Shepard doesn't really need to know.
Ah, guarantee Shepard won't learn about it from me.
He's standing right there, isn't he?
I wish I wasn't.
Don't know why they played that again. Still funny.
A pleasure to see you.
What's up, Glyph? Figured by now she might have picked up something based on the Turians. Guess not. So the Facein has been maxed out currently.
Commander?
All right, here's another one. Dates back to the Rachni Wars. So a Krogan and a Solarian have landed on a Rachni world for a top-secret mission.
That is unlikely. Solarians rarely took part in raids on Rachni-occupied worlds directly.
Missing the point. So the two guys are climbing up a hill going through this nasty green fog. And as they get near the top, they come out of the fog, and the Solarian sees thousands of Rachni. He looks over at the Krogan and says, "Oh, well, that makes me nervous." The Krogan says, "You think that's scary? When this is over, I have to go back down through that fog by myself."
The implication being that the Solarian soldier would be dead.
Yes. Thank you for killing the 2,000-year-old joke.
That joke plays to racial stereotypes on both sides. The Krogan appears brutish and insensitive, while the Solarian appears weak. Stereotypes such as exemplified here led to the development and use of the genophage.
Well, yeah. It's also one of the only jokes you'll hear both Solarians and Krogan telling. Comedy isn't really about being nice. Sometimes it's a way to air out the ugly things people think.
There it is, Edie. Quite literally.
So that went well. Glad to see that Turians can flip out and lose their shit just like the rest of us.
They're under a lot of pressure.
You stole the Normandy, got blown up by the Collectors, and sent us on a suicide mission at the Galactic Core. And I haven't mutinied once. Not once.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of a different breed.
Commander?
I am impressed by your continued existence, Shepard. The probability of surviving as long as you have is low.
Understandable. So much shit thrown at me during the day-to-day, it's amazing I'm actually intact at all.
Hello, Shepard.
But yeah, sometimes comedy is just a way to speak about the issues of the day. And there's an old adage, if you can make them laugh, it's hard for them to hate you. It's kind of the same thing. Comedy being used for truth and communication. Men, by our nature, we were taught to think more along the lines of the filter of comedy. When we have to speak about our issues. It's one of the reasons why we tend not to speak about our issues most of the time. It tends not to pan out well. Thing by its nature is extremely accurate, so don't really need all that. It's interesting, in the multiplayer, each class and character has their own stats and abilities, obviously, but Turians have a natural accuracy increase. Like, as you level them up, they actually get increases in accuracy. Up to 116% versus 97. Yes, sir. Headshot damage. You're fine, Garrus.
Normandy shuttle. This is Lieutenant Victus with the 9th Platoon. Do you copy?
We hear you, 9th Platoon.
We're approaching the bomb site, Commander. Getting bounced around pretty bad.
This is as close as we get, Lieutenant. Look for somewhere to set your platoon down.
Copy that.
Talk to me about this Cerberus bomb.
It's not Cerberus, Commander. It's Turian.
What do you mean, Turian?
It was planted centuries ago, after the Krogan rebellions. The bomb was a safeguard against another galactic war.
Brutal, but it makes a certain kind of sense. Put the Krogan down hard if they tried anything.
It does make a certain kind of sense. It's not a matter of liking the tactic or agreeing with it. And in truth, it was a mistake, but it does make sense. You're not gonna win trust at all, especially if they figure it out. Especially now, with them being so close to the possibility of having the actual cure since the day the genophage was created. They might not be willing to take such possibility just sitting down. Not to mention the entire galaxy is at stake, so that's even less time that they have.
Makes sense. Couldn't trust the Krogan to play nice. But right now, we focus on disarming that bomb.
Yes, but Cerberus found it. Detonation means all-out war between my people and the Krogan.
Right. Where is it?
Those buildings ahead. Cerberus brought equipment to dig it up. The 9th Platoon will cover your flank, Commander.
With all this activity, the Krogan have to know something's up.
Yep.
Then we can't fail, Commander.
Copy that, Lieutenant.
They're not as stupid as a lot of people like to think they are. You don't blow up your world as stupid people. Whoa. Oh wow, okay. Alright. Wouldn't let me get off the shuttle. This is finna hurt. It's not necessarily the bomb. I'm finna have to run out of cover. I'm going to be dead rates. Yep. Didn't let me zoom in at first. Oh, I was hoping that wouldn't hit.
To the buildings!
Yeah. Now, I have another memory.
Get to the buildings!
Understood.
I don't know if I should do it though. Oh.
I'll need to reprogram the trigger mechanism.
Copy that. No trigger, no explosion.
The incisive sniper. It doesn't hit overly hard, but it's not designed to. The Incisor is a sniper rifle designed to overload active defenses, firing 3 shots with each pull of the trigger. The Incisor was initially advertised as having negligible recoil, although under real combat conditions, the second and third rounds are frequently climb in difficulty. The noise of the burst is comparable to a single rifle shot in duration, making it no easier to locate the sniper by sound. So, needless to say, it's a shield dropper. With no upgrades, Garrus.
Roger that. Will do. Those shields are pissing me off.
Yep, that's why I'm shutting them down. Oh, engineer. I'm like, what's going on? You. He who must die. Boom, baby. I don't care. I'll yank it away. Yes and no, but the penetration takes too long. I don't know why you thought that would be advantageous to you. Nice roll.
Yes, Shepard.
Yep. Those work for you. They work for anybody they're in range of. I'll leave it alone. Ain't nothing getting past me. Okay.
We defeat the Krogan and then plant a bomb on their planet. Pretty extreme, but those were desperate times.
They did what they had to. Maybe the Turians have more in common with us than I thought.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
It is what it is. It's not necessarily a compliment. It's not necessarily an insult. Humanity might have made the same move, but in the end, we all would have been wrong. It would have been understandable why we did it, but ooh, wow. Like honestly, stuff like that, you might as well just kill them, get it over with. At least then you'd be straight up about it.
Cerberus is putting up a fight, but the 9th platoon is advancing, Commander.
Good. Good work.
Garrus, enjoy those sight lines.
On the double!
Damn.
Copy that.
Jesus, that is a lot,
right?
But it still gives me closer to what I'm wanting. Yeah, I heard they're planning to sunset Anthem's servers come next year. It was something I was thinking about streaming. If I'm going to, though, I need to go ahead and knock it out. It is a shame. There's so much potential for that game still. But what else is new in this new market nowadays?
Understood. Affirmative.
They're bugging out.
Yep. Oh.
Roger that.
I do not remember switching you over there, guy. Get her done.
Yeah. Understood. Affirmative.
Let's get to high ground.
Agreed. Let's go.
Yeah. Damn. That thing's gonna do some damage. How the hell they hide that?
It must have been far enough underground to stay hidden. Cerberus had to dig it out.
I hope Victus knows what he's doing. We won't get a second chance. We gotta move, Shepard.
Commander, we're entering the bomb site. Moving towards the control station.
Roger
That shit's crazy.
We're on our way.
They plan to put the Krogan down.
Yep.
That was going to be nothing else.
We're closing on the Hornet's nest. They'll be swarming out any minute now.
Agreed. Then all of us take a line.
Yeah, man. Don't blame yourself. You didn't do it.
Yep.
So long as we recognize it's a problem. But you didn't do it, dude. I was hoping that would have spread to his friend over there. I need to find cover. Right? That's why. Feel like an explosive pistol.
Looks like control schematics for automated turrets. No good now, but they might be useful later.
Sure. Throw, reset, recharge time after a biotic combo detonates. Yeah, okay. Sounds fantastic. Neural shock incapacitate weaker organic enemies for a short time. And then we move forward. Guess that's an alarm.
Cerberus has to jump on us. We'll catch him.
I'm at the control panel, Commander.
Cerberus set up a firewall around the trigger mechanism to slow us down. I need to create a bypass. That'll take time. But like you said, no trigger, no explosion.
Crap. Looks like the audio's acting up. And is severely... the footage is severely behind. Him speaking just now finished listening to the audio. Jesus. It sounds fine now. I was worried about this. We had some sort of weather going on a little while ago.
Are you sure you can disarm the trigger?
Yes, it's old tech. I know what to do. Buy me a few minutes, Commander.
All right.
We'll make sure you have the time you need, Lieutenant.
Understood. Starting bypass. And thank you for making sure I get this chance.
Just make it right, soldier.
Damn it!
Damn, boy.
Commander!
Focus on the bomb. We'll handle Cerberus.
I think that was the last of his men.
Nobody gets past us. Clear? Understood.
Yep, so whenever I launch a biotic combo with throw, everything is instantly cooled down.
We got company.
You'll get it.
Right away. Or incoming. Need more time. Sending everything they got.
Watch for... Or shuttle.
They're sending everything they've got, send it back.
Take that thing down. Now.
He's taking fire.
Protect him.
That got me? Alright.
Nobody gets past us. Clear?
Oh shit.
Understood.
We're back here, okay.
We got company.
shuttles.
Didn't catch it in time. Oh, well, didn't know he had gave me incendiary, but I'll take it.
Protect it. Right away. Take that thing down. Now.
Oh, wow, game. Knew full well what was gonna happen, which is why you couldn't let it happen, huh?
Nobody gets past us. Clear? Understood.
Smart, but risky.
We've got company.
I need more time, Commander.
They're sending everything they got. Watch for more shuttles. Shepard, take that thing down.
Oh. Bye now. Oh wow, thing made it. Cool.
Cerberus hacked the trigger mechanism. It's set to detonate. Disarm it! No time! I have to separate the trigger from the bomb. Now! Cover me! Victory. At any cost.
Commander, I've got radio chatter coming in from Krogan forces planetside. Sounds like they started sweeping out the remaining Cerberus troops. Hate to be the guy who told the Krogan about that surprise package. You get out alright? Sounds like it got ugly down there.
The Turians took a lot of casualties, Joker. The Primarch's son included.
Understood, Commander. Joker out.
He never hesitated. Whatever he was before, he'll be remembered for this.
What will the Turians think about this, Garrus?
Hard to say. Sacrifice in war is expected. He did us proud, but we're a hard bunch to please. Living your life for the cause. Society first, platoon first. It's all just expected.
He did what he had to do when it counted.
Yes. Yes, he did.
Good work on Tuchanka, Commander. Stopping that bomb prevented the war between the Turians and the Krogan. We can't afford that kind of division right now.
Joker said the Krogan are recovering the bomb.
They moved in, won't allow Turians to send in recovery crews to help.
Understandable.
The situation is fragile at the moment. With Rex and the Primarch aboard the Normandy, you've got a situation brewing. We don't have a solid alliance between those two yet. Keep the peace, Commander. That's an order.
Yes, sir.
Heck it out.
We couldn't risk another galactic war with the Krogan.
The genophage wasn't enough? You had to plant a bomb on my planet?
The decision was made hundreds of years ago. So much has changed.
Not enough to tell us about the bomb, coward.
Hey!
I have no idea what's going on with the audio. It is severely out of sync. It is tripping right now. Usual methods I use to try and figure it out seem to not be working. We'll have to see. In terms of the issues, though, again, you shouldn't be surprised that he didn't really want to say anything in terms of that bomb. And you also know full well, with the way the Krogan are, I mean, it sounds right up y'all's alley, to be honest.
The Reapers are out there destroying the galaxy, and you want to fight about this? Primarch, you had a bomb at Tuchanka. And Rex, in the Turian's place, you would have done the same damn thing.
Shepard.
It's over. His own son died today, making this right.
Please, Commander. It's all right.
Yes, fine. Shepard, you made your point. We have stronger enemies to face.
We do.
I understand your reservations before, Commander, but I hope you now understand the secrecy.
Secrets get people killed. You've learned that the hard way.
Yes. The hardest lesson I'm ever to learn, Commander. My son, he died with the respect of his men. I wanted to thank you for that. His sacrifice will be recorded in the histories of the 9th Platoon. Something any father would be proud of.
Yes, sir.
Obviously proud for his son, but upset that the father has to bury the child. Understandably. But, yeah. A Krogan doomsday bomb. Well, a doomsday bomb created by the Turians for the Krogan. Again, understandable why there would need to be some defense, but Jesus. You honestly might as well have killed them. Would have been a more gentle and respectful thought process. Plus, the Krogan probably could have got behind it. Yeah, we'll have to figure out what's going on in terms of this audio nonsense when we come back. But that's going to be the end of episode 12 of Mass Effect 3's Legendary Edition on the Xbox Series X, folks. If y'all like what you see and want to see more of me, just give me a like, follow, subscribe here on YouTube or both. Drop a comment, check out some of the other playlists, share around some of the other playlists, bang the bell. Follow the links to my Twitch to get to my Discord and my YouTube. Follow the links to my YouTube to get to my Twitch. And wherever you folks happen to be, have yourselves a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And God bless you.